I think we're going to get started. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the November 14th, 2017 CRMC meeting. We have one matter that's on our agenda tonight, and I think we're going to go to that first, and council members are going to do the approval minutes at the end after our first matter. So that we know that a lot of people are here and would like to proceed. So I have a couple of just housekeeping matters. Just so everyone knows, there are exits to the left. There's an exit in the back right corner. There are restrooms that are through the left exit across the lobby. We will run until 9 p.m. tonight, if that's necessary. And there are also available interpreter services. And I would like the interpreters to come out now and just speak in their native tongue so they can explain to anyone who's here that might need their services what services they do provide. If now would be a good time, please come forward.
Is a mic or just...
You can just project out that way.
So se alguém mesmo pessoa para traduzir no crioulo, caverdiano, nos deixa saber, ok?
Mình bỏ bộ là cho sắp khmai, mình bỏ para khmai.
Se tem alguém aqui que precise de tradução em português, por favor, diga.
Mi nombre es Caroline, yo soy la intérprete en español. Si alguien necesita servicio de intérprete en español, por favor, avise.
Can I ask if anyone needs these services? Anyone in the audience? And we also have American Sign Language interpreter. And finally, we have what are referred to as CART services. If you could just explain that, please.
Basically, we have card services for anybody who is hard of hearing that are available here. They are being transcribed onto 2 screens here, so you can sit here and read the screens and listen to the announcements.
So to proceed to the first matter on our agenda, which is 2016-10-099 National Grid LNG LLC to construct and maintain a new natural gas liquefaction facility ancillary to the existing liquefied natural gas LNG tank and associated vaporization plant and truck station located at 121 Terminal Road, Providence, Rhode Island. This is an application for federal consistency determination. And before we begin with the applicant, I did want to have our executive director, Mr. Fugate, explain what this process is tonight, what the applicable regulations are, so that it can guide the further comments later tonight. I also do want to mention, with those who have signed up to speak after the applicant presents its case, that they speak and try to confine their comments to 5 to 10 minutes. When I last checked, we had about 20 people signed up, so we do need to be concise with our comments. We do want to give you the time that you do need to present your comments or concerns, but ask that you be concise. So with that, I would ask Mr. Fugate to give us a brief preamble as to this application process.
Yes, Madam Chair. As has been indicated already, we are what's in a federal track, in essence, on this application. This application, because of the preemption aspects through FERC's citing provisions, preempts state law on many, many issues. The Council has what's called Federal Consistency Authority, but this is a very, very narrow review on the basis of our consistency authority. It is limited to the coastal effects and only the coastal effects that we have enforceable policies for. Many aspects under our typical regulations, have been preempted through the FERC process, such as the siting of this facility. That's preempted even to the extent that if we wanted to, for instance, on the setback issue, say you can't locate within the setback unless that there is a relevant enforceable policy to the coastal effects that would cause us to push it out of the 50-foot setback, which we don't really have any policies for that. That's preemptive in itself. So this is a very, as I said, narrow review. At the end of the council's deliberations, they will either potentially agree or deny the consistency certification that has been filed with us. If the council agrees, we prepare a document showing the council's concurrence with the consistency certification. That document, or in the event of a denial, gets filed with National Grid, FERC, and NOAA. Those are the three entities that are involved in the review process of this. We've had extensive discussions with NOAA over months now, literally, on this project as to what we can and can't say. NOAA has reviewed our reports and has indicated from their review that we have confined our comments to the coastal effects. So our reports from their perspective are good in terms of limiting it to those issues. This process tonight is not under the Administrative Procedures Act. The council itself, for instance, typically under federal consistency, merely has an obligation to go out to notice, does not have to conduct a hearing. Obviously, for tonight, because of the scope of this project and the potential impacts, the council felt important to have a hearing, so we're here tonight as part of that. But it is not required. The other thing that I just want to point out is that when the determination is done, as I said, it's filed with those three entities. The only appeal avenue in this is for the applicant. So if we were to deny consistency, the applicant has a right of appeal to the Secretary of Commerce, but no other entity has an appeal right in this matter. We are very cognizant of the regulations, what we were allowed to say and not say as a result of the discussions with NOAA. So we've been wanted to make sure that we had everything covered so that we would not jeopardize our appeal. In this, there is a 6-month review time that is provided for unless there's an agreement between the applicant and the agency to stay that review and continue it to a date certain. So that's been provided for under this. But if we do not meet the timelines within those agreements, the matter is automatically presumed consistent within the framework of consistency. So, as I said, it's kind of an unusual situation. We don't use federal consistency because our state statute is so strong, but we are preempted in this case from utilizing the state statute and limited to the provisions under consistency, and we're limited to the enforceable policies dealing with coastal effects.
Thank you, Mr. Fugate. And before I ask the applicant to come up, I just want to talk about conduct during this meeting. It's all of our expectation that people will treat the speakers with respect and not heckle from the audience. Everyone who's signed up will have an opportunity to speak and present their concerns. And I'd like to have an orderly meeting, and I ask that everyone respect that. So, Mr. Fugate.
Yeah. Madam Chair, the one thing that I would like to say last is, based on the materials that have been submitted and the submissions and the representations by National Grid, except for the two areas that we've deferred to the council on, the council's review of this project does find that, given the information we had at the time of the review, it is consistent with the enforcement policies of the program. So I just want to make that.
Thank you. All right, with that, do we have someone for the applicant?